G'day weebs! If you've ever wanted to go to Comiket, this video will get you prepped and ready to take on the biggest celebration of doujinshi in the world. Welcome to A Foreigner's Guide to Comiket. Let's get going! Comiket is a market, first and foremost. You are there to spend money. Make sure you be prepared with what you want to buy, whether that's from corporate stores or from doujinshi circles. Make sure you bring plenty of cash, because otherwise you're going to end up not being able to buy what you want and it really being awkward while you're there. It's generally held twice a year, one in the summer, one in winter, and it's usually 3 days long. There's been a little bit of variance because there was the Tokyo Olympics and construction and stuff, but the next few ones should be 3 days long. There is also cosplay everywhere. Generally it's outside because it's easier to get lighting for photos and things like that, and it's everything. You could find people like this guy who's not from anime and manga. You'll find lots of mikus, you'll find a lot of other anime and manga cosplays from various different time points, and it's absolutely amazing when you get there. However, Comiket is still a convention. Normal rules still apply, and by that I mean be polite, stay in lines, have a shower after each day, you know, basic hygiene, cosplayers not consent, that kind of thing. Otherwise, Comiket is a fantastic time. As you can see from all this footage in the background here, it's absolutely massive. There are people everywhere. There's heaps of things to look at, heaps of things to buy. And if you're not prepared properly, it can be very overwhelming. But this is what this video is here for. Comiket is held at Tokyo Big Sight. This picture that you're seeing right here is probably the most iconic part of it, the conference tower. And here's just a Google Maps view of where it is. It's kind of on the coast of Tokyo Bay. Tokyo Big Sight itself is made up of 3 different exhibition halls. So there's East, West, and South. It's also where the Tokyo 2020 Olympics Broadcast Center is right now. So it's really big. There's multiple levels to each exhibition hall. And there's so many circles packed into each one of those halls. Comiket is usually held twice a year, once in the summer in August, and in winter usually around New Year's Eve, so literally the last 3 days of the year. Different days have different circles though, so be sure of who's going to be on what day. Usually corporate booths are there all 3 days. So by corporate, I mean like big studios like Type Moon, Key usually has a booth there, you know, the big name people. They usually have daily stock allocations, but you should still go as soon as possible on the first day if you want certain hot ticket items. They will generally go super fast on the first day and you won't have any chance if you decide to go on the second or third. I also wouldn't recommend going during summer because summer in Asia is generally very depressing. It's super humid, super hot, and if you're going to a convention filled with lots of people, that's just going to make it a whole lot worse. So I generally try to go during winter because it's not going to be as sticky and disgusting with so many people packed in like sardines. So the first thing I want to show you to get prepared for Comiket is the web catalog. So there is a physical catalog and there's also a web catalog. If you know who you're already looking for in terms of circles, that kind of thing, the web catalog is excellent for being able to search your circle's name and finding out what day and specifically where in the halls, whether east or west or wherever, they're going to be. They also host a whole bunch of different events on this website. So you can see that there's Air Comiket there as well, Air Comiket 2, since that replaced Comiket 98-99, because obviously of the pandemic. And there's also like previous Comikets that they have in the archives, as well as other events that they host on here as well. So here, just up the top, I've loaded up Comiket 98's proposed catalog that they didn't go ahead with because COVID and all the rest of it. But you can see here that there's a whole map of kind of what holes they're going to use, and also that you can also search for the circle name right here. Obviously, this website does take a little bit of Japanese knowledge, either that or very liberal use of Google Translate, but it's not terribly hard to use. You can see on the tabs here that there's kind of for each day, so first day, second day, third day, fourth day. Again, this was because there was construction at Tokyo Big Sight. They were trying to put up the Tokyo Olympics kind of broadcast center there, so they had to move it from 3 days to 4. But I expect once everything's kind of returned to normal, whatever that is, that Comiket will be held over 3 days. But yeah, if you already know what circles you want to go to, the web catalog is perfect. There's also a hard copy catalog that you can get from places like Anime or Toranoana. And those hardcover or like hard copy catalogs are extremely useful because they will have like paper maps that you can actually go and circle, okay, on this day, this is where like the actual spot is, because trying to like print screen this kind of stuff is really finicky. But they will give you in the catalog, the hard copy catalog, an actual pull-out map of each like hall, so you can kind of note down and make notes on that of, you know, where you want to go and who you want to see on different days, and those are especially useful. It is kind of like a phone book, so I doubt you're going to be able to take it back as a souvenir, but the hard copy catalogs are extremely useful, and I highly suggest buying them, especially if they still need to kind of restrict access due to there's maybe some lingering COVID restrictions or things like that. Because what they've done in the past is they've issued wristbands. They've done this for Comiket 97, so some of the footage I've been showing throughout this video, where they had different armbands or wristbands for each day that were different colors. And the catalog came with all 4 days worth of wristbands for one person. So those would still be worth it if that comes to pass. Obviously, a lot of this is still kind of in flux, so I would highly recommend going to the Comiket webpage as well, because they obviously have all the up-to-date information. They also have it in English as well, or Chinese, or whatever your preferred non-Japanese language is. So right here, Comiket to attendees from overseas. And they'll have more information as it gets closer to the event. Obviously, right now, it's not looking too great because of the ongoing pandemic, but that place is also really good, and obviously there's the Comic Market Facebook event. Facebook page, which is also very useful because it posts in English about different things that are happening. Alright, some quick final tips just to round out the video. First, think about what you can take home. Japanese laws are not laws at home, so don't rock up at your local customs just to find out that you brought something back illegal and get arrested. Learn some basic Japanese. Thanks, please. Where is this? If you're going to see cosplayers, can I take a picture of you would be a really good phrase to learn. Just some basic etiquette stuff. While you're at Tokyo Big Sight, all the food and drink places are going to be absolutely packed. Make sure you go to a combini or a convenience store the day before and make sure you stock up. Some of the basic general tips for your stay in Japan: get a rental pocket Wi-Fi or SIM card. Very useful for looking stuff up on the go. And plan. If this video hasn't taught you anything, it needs to say that you need to plan every single day you're at Comiket, what circles you're going to, what corporate booths you're going to, and what stuff you're going to buy. Lastly, if you do need help, there are international help desks on site. There are like announcements every so often telling you there are international help desks, and they can help you in a variety of different languages. English, obviously. I believe they also support Chinese, French, Vietnamese, maybe. But if you can find those international help desks, they'll be a lot better than just finding a random staff member. They're generally in each of the halls, or at least in the kind of transit areas between each hall, so they should be fairly easy to find. And that's it! hopefully this has been of some use to you. I really hope it does. If you've made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. I've got some other videos cooking up. I do have some road trip footage that I need to put together and edit, so maybe I'll do something about driving in Japan. Please hit that like and subscribe button if you do want to see more of that. That would be super useful to let me know. And if you have any other experiences in Japan, any comments or questions, please let me know down below. I did use a couple of different kind of blog posts to help me put this together. So I've linked those down in the description as well. They go into a lot more depth about the actual nitty-gritty about what to do at Comiket, etiquette, that kind of thing. Lines in particular for different circles, because the more popular ones tend to have huge lines that go out the door. But anyway, thanks a lot for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers.